So you now know how to do the rear naked choke, but easier said than done against a skilled opponent. What we want to have is a systematic, methodical way for being able to take the hands out of the equation so that then we're able to attack the choke cleanly and unobstructed as much as possible. I'm going to show you guys on the weak open side, and Rob is going to show you guys in the next video of going for the choke from the strong side. So one of the difficulties from here is that I'm not in the best position to be able to go into a rear naked choke and finish from this side. It can absolutely be done, but the benefit is that I have a lot of space to be able to work with to be able to trap the hands. So what Rob's always going to have to do is block this killing hand, and so he's always going to be bringing his hands in like this. Just like we talked about, like with the back escapes. This hand needs to come in as like a C grip, or a V grip and blocking here down at the wrist, and this hand's coming in with a monkey grip or false grip here up on the forearm. If I'm able to get a motorcycle grip here and push his hand down, and he's got this grip here to somewhere on my forearm, I'm probably going to be able to still just go in for a rear naked choke. So we're assuming that this is going to be the situation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hand for that motorcycle grip, so with the false grip, no thumb, over top here. So I'm going to be able to start pulling his head into the chest and punching this arm out. And I want to switch myself to make sure that I have both my hands here to pull this arm into the chest. You can also, from here, circle inside with our thumb here over top. And if he's blocking, I can go gable grip to go into like this wrist lock. We're not trying to submit, but we're just looking to break the structure of the wrists and make it uncomfortable so we can get to here. This is kind of my the starting home base that we always kind of set up here. What Rob needs to do once I've taken out this the frame here, he needs to slide this arm down to the end of the lever. If he doesn't, if he keeps it up here higher where it was, that's what we were talking about. He doesn't have strong leverage. My ability now to even just punch the choke by just punching my arm out and around here and then grabbing onto the back of the scapula is going to be very effective. There are ways for us to do one arm rear naked chokes, or we're able to adjust our hips to pull to the strong side to finish the rear naked choke. I have some other videos on YouTube here that go in more detail, and obviously we have more videos on bjjconcepts.net. We're just kind of trying to give you guys like an overview of how these things can work. So what this does is it forces Rob to slide down to the end of the lever. Here he's going to be usually grabbing around my wrist or my thumb, so that now if I try to, on my own, I can't overpower him here. He's got too much leverage. So from here, I now keep the grip with my right hand so that his left hand can't move. My left hand comes over top, and just like a karate chop in a sense, where I'm putting the palm of my hand against my wrist, and I'm taking the meaty part of my pinky, and I'm sliding tight to my forearm to start rolling his wrist a little bit, but also pushing it down, just peeling it off, because his grip is very strong in a plane that direction because of the fingers, but it's quite weak when it comes to sliding down along my forearm. I am looking to trap both his arms temporarily with one of my arms. If I can pull his elbow in and get it braced up against the mat, it's going to be harder for him to wing his elbow out to the side. I'm making sure that this forearm goes below his other forearm, so that now I can trap it. So my forearm's trapping over top, the floor is blocking off to the side. His own forearm is now blocking this arm from going out. If I just pin it on top like this, he just circles his arm out, and we're just going to constantly go through this cycling motion. But if I can actually get it tight to his belly and hold him down like this, now as Rob tries to move those arms out, he'll eventually get out, but we're buying ourselves some time here. So now I'm going to be able to come in, and I'm creating an arrowhead with my finger, so that I'm taking my thumb and punching it into the back of my index finger's knuckle here to create a strong reinforced frame that I'm going to be able to start up by his jaw, up by the ear, and slide down through that space, creating a wedge that slides under the jaw, because he's going to be keeping his jaw nice and tight. And sometimes we can absolutely just go straight over the jaw, but we want a nice clean choke. Great detail here that I got from Rob as well is that instead of being out here like this with my head and trying to dig in like this, where Rob has the ability to now move his head around and fight this, I want to bring myself in close with my jaw, and I want to lock him in place so that he can't wiggle around at all. And I can slide through here. My hand comes to the back of his scapula here, grabbing at that shoulder, just so that once I start pulling my arms out,
he's going to have a difficult time moving it. Now, I prefer to finish from the strong side from here. We could just look to close our elbow and create a sawing motion to finish a one arm rear naked. Or from here, I'm going to be able to, I go with like a long hook. I bring my foot out and I circle off to the side. So what this does is create more room for me to be able to move my left arm around to be able to pull this out to fire across my bicep and go into the choke mechanics of that rear naked choke that we had talked about. So I'm always looking to get myself right into this position here, regardless of the leg configuration. Follow this down and trap. I pull this in. The more I can get him on his side here and stick this. Now when he tries to move that left elbow, very difficult. Get my head in tight. This is going to be the same thing we would do if you're looking at getting into your gi choke variation. So if you want to go into your collar chokes or into the bow and arrow choke, anything we can do to take the hands out of the equation, this is stuff that's excellent to drill because you get benefits of it in gi and no gi. Here, getting into that rear naked choke grip. From here, you can see how my left arm is just a little more blocked here. There are ways of being able to get this left arm out and finishing on this side, but it's a little more awkward. Even by me just being able to pull him and get flat on my back will now give me the ability to pull this arm out and keep it close to my body to move in and get a strong rear naked choke. So the great thing about that weak side is our ability to really hand fight, because our killing hand, our choking hand is a lot more free as well. Once we get into the strong side, which Rob's going to talk to you in the other video, it's going to be supporting our weight there so that we're hiding it. And so we have less options to articulate and get into advanced trapping that then can lead to other submissions too. There's triangles and armbar variations from that side. But
yeah, that's an important thing to note, that we didn't teach the whole like trapping the arm sequence, because as a beginner, there's more going on there.
Yeah, so just
you kind of have to, just for completeness. We didn't show how to get this sort of
here as he pulls the arm out. I can get here, which then allows me to trap to here, which then good luck defending me. And now,
exactly.
or me being able to now adjust to then going into the triangles, or being able to go into arm bars. I mean, there's a reason why why is this called the weak side at this point? There's so many options. It's so strong. We see this very popular at the highest level. So that base of the hand fighting, if you can get very confident with it, it's going to help you with the gi chokes. It's going to help you with the rear naked chokes. It's going to help you transitioning into other submissions. It's excellent. But the strong side should not be forgotten about. Very, very strong. Very strong way of punching that choke in for that rear naked choke. So you're going to talk about that in the next video. Fucking trucks.